Surah Al Baqarah, and it is important that we remind ourselves of the blessing and the sacredness of this surah. The surah has been praised, it is true to say, almost like no other surah in the Qur'an. In fact, some of its praises are beyond every other surah. In one hadith in Sahih Muslim, our Prophet ﷺ said, recite the Qur'an, iqra'ul Qur'an, for it will intercede for you on Judgment Day. Then he said, recite the two fragrant or blessed surahs, Al Baqarah wa Ali Imran. So out of the whole Qur'an, he then specified. He began the hadith by saying, recite the whole Qur'an. It will be a shafa'ah, an intercession. Then out of the whole Qur'an, he then honed in on two surahs, Iqra'u Zahra Wayain. Recite the two fragrant or blessed surahs. Then he named them Al Baqarah wa Ali Imran, because they will come on Judgment Day like two clouds or like two massive flocks of birds, meaning it's a lot of good, a lot of blessings are going to come. And they will argue in front of Allah about those who used to recite them that they should go to Jannah. And then the hadith moves on. So from the Qur'an, he mentioned Baqarah and Ali Imran. Then he moved on and then he said, Iqra'ul Baqarah. He emphasized Baqarah by itself. Recite Surah Al Baqarah. And then there's a beautiful hadith. Its Arabic is so poetic, it's so powerful. فَإِنَّ أَخْذَهُ بَرَكَةٌ وَتَرْكَهُ حَسَرَةٌ وَلَا تَسْتَطِيعُهُ الْبَطَلَةُ. To hold on to Surah Al Baqarah is barakah. To grasp Surah Al Baqarah is barakah. And we know what barakah means. Barakah means it is a blessing. Barakah means you will have a quality-filled life. Barakah means everything you have will be increased in its perfection, in its quality, your health, your wealth, your life. So the Prophet ﷺ said, holding on to Baqarah is barakah. Holding on to Baqarah means recite it frequently, understand it, contemplate it. It will be blessings for you. And abandoning Baqarah will be a source of regret. وَتَرْكُهَا حَسْرَةٌ. You're going to regret it. It's not going to be good for you. وَلَا يَتَسْتَطِيعُهُ الْبَطَلَةُ. And what is batala here? Some scholars said it means the evil magicians. Others said it means those who are trying to harm you. Point is, evil people will not be able to overcome you when you have Surah Al Baqarah with you. So this beautiful hadith, the whole Qur'an is mentioned. Then Baqarah and Ali Imran. And then just Baqarah.
And that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed verses in the Qur'an that are so powerful that we would be protected from the devil. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed a verse. It is verse number 255 of Surah Al Baqarah. That is known as Ayatul Kursi. It mentions the greatness of Allah, the fact that He is in absolute control. He is the protector. He is the one who protects every single one. He has knowledge of absolutely everything. So this verse, we are taught that if we were to repeat it, we would be protected from shaitan.
Why is Ayatul Kursi so important? What is so blessed about Ayatul Kursi? Of them is the hadith of Ubay ibn Ka'b, that once the Prophet ﷺ went to him, "O Ubay, which ayah in the Qur'an is the most blessed ayah? It is the greatest ayah." So Ubay did not want to respond out of modesty. So he said, Allah and His Messenger know best. So the Prophet ﷺ insisted, "O Ubay, what is the greatest ayah in the Qur'an?" So he said,
Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wa la nawm, lahu ma fis samawati wa ma fil ard. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم.
When Ubay said this, the Prophet ﷺ, he pushed him gently and he said, knowledge will always be happy around you. May you be congratulated for your knowledge. So this shows us that the Prophet ﷺ agreed with Ubay ibn Ka'b that indeed the greatest ayah in the entire Qur'an is Ayatul Kursi. أعظم آية في كتاب الله عز وجل. Ayatul Kursi is to be recited every night. We learn also, the Prophet said, Sunan an-Nisa, he said that Ayatul Kursi should be recited in the morning and the evening. And in one other hadith reported in Muslim Imam Ahmad, that it is also authentic, our Prophet ﷺ said, whoever recites Ayatul Kursi after every single fard salah, and if you make this a habit and a routine, what did our Prophet ﷺ say? Nothing will prevent a person from entering Jannah except his own death. Meaning, you are a person of Jannah if you recite Ayatul Kursi after every of the 5 salawat. Now, why? What is so special about this Ayatul Kursi? It is but one ayah. It is 1/3 of a page. And there are so many other verses of the Qur'an. The Qur'an has over 6,000 something verses. Why does this verse stand out so much? The response is very simple. It is because the verse deals with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His names and attributes. And always the most majestic verses and the most blessed verses in the Qur'an are the verses that talk about Allah Azza wa Jal. Why? Because nothing is more grandiose to discuss, more majestic to discuss, more beautiful to discuss than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no topic that is more worthy of being talked about and praised other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so the best verses in the Qur'an are those verses that praise Allah.
I want you to remember 2 scenes. These are 2 scenes. They both occur in Surah Al Baqarah, one in the beginning and one at the end. In the beginning of the surah, you have a human being sent from Jannah down to the earth. Where is Jannah? Right under the arsh. عند سدرة المنتهى. Yes? And as this human being, who's that human being? Adam. As Adam is being sent to the earth, he's being told, you and your children, be on the lookout for what? Guidance. Yes? That was in the beginning of the surah. You travel to the end of the surah. There was a night, a special night. The Prophet ﷺ was given an invitation to actually travel from Mecca to Jerusalem, and from Jerusalem to where? The 7th heaven. And he went so far up that he couldn't even go Jibreel alayhi salam couldn't go any further. He had to go further on his own. And there he received the last 2 ayat of Surah Al Baqarah. Surah Al Baqarah's stories, it begins with, as a human being is coming down, he's being told, look out for revelation. And as the surah concludes, the final messenger who is to receive revelation goes up to receive revelation. Subhanallah. It is the descent of humanity in the beginning and the lifting of humanity at the end.